2nd, Carter's birthday. Happy birthday, Carter. I'm fixing to head to my hunting club. Set up on top of a big finger ridge. It's got a bunch of scrapes on it and stuff all along the main ridge and along the finger ridge. And looking for a buck. Several in there making scrapes and rubs. Seen a bunch of spikes in there, but hopefully we can get one just a little bit bigger today. Got to take care of the first one now. We got a doe that I killed Saturday morning, and got the hindquarters in here dehydrating now, making some Cajun jerky, stocking stuffers. All right, we're gonna head that way. Everything closed up. They can be working while we hunting. Full moon last night. Full moon for the last few nights. And deer been moving a little later, so we're gonna try to sit probably till about 2 today. That's what I'm looking at. So let's get after it. We made it. Just pulled up at my hunting club. Got a big club I'm in. Got like 10,000 acres of land. Pretty popular down here in Mississippi for a bunch of guys to go in and lease a bunch of land together. There's like 100 people in the club, so it's hit or miss from day to day. What's going to be available, for you to hunt. Like I got stands up in this big block of hardwoods here. But if I'd have pulled up here and there'd have been another truck, I'd have just went somewhere else. I got several stands, but try to be, respectful about that kind of stuff. Just treat it just like I do public land. And, we'll get the 4-wheeler unloaded. We got about a mile ride in, and then about a 3/4 mile walk. All right, we're fixing to walk in from here. I'll take a little doe urine, put on my boots, kind of kick the bushes walking in, make a little scent trail for them. I ain't got a big one this year do it, but I've had a lot of smaller bucks trail me up all the way to the stand, just about doing that. It's cold this morning, about 29 degrees, what my truck said. That four-wheeler seat was completely covered in ice. I had trouble staying on it, sliding all over the place. So. Ladder stand here overlooking this great big bottom. We're finna get set up. We run one off. Coming in, I don't know where it was at. I only saw the ridge or wait. So I gotta come back. Maybe I can call it back. I don't know if it's a buck or a doe though. We'll get set up. Meh. I just cut the camera off and was getting sat down. And trying to get my footrest down and all that. And I look and I can see a white tail up and he's kind of running through, trotting. Done pushed a doe in front of him. And got a scope on him. Looked like a pretty good. I can see one side. Looked like a pretty good buck. I'm not picky today. It's a big body deer. So I mean, literally, 2-minute hunt. I was prepared to sit till 2 p.m. today, but it's not gonna happen. Now I gotta get him. Go take a look at him. Get him drug up this huge hill. So that was fun. That was exciting. That's what we come for. Didn't even get to blow my grunt call. I was just putting it around my neck. So let's go take a look at him. There he is up there. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. Yes sir. Boy, he's stinking. He's pretty too. Just a slick 8. Don't get no slicker than that. Man. First buck I shot with this old used 270 I got from my buddy Andy Harrison I worked with. I'll tell you how many deer the gun's killed. First buck I shot with it though. I mean it's a $200 gun with a 20-year-old scope on it. And shoots true though. Shoots really true. Golly. My stand is up on top of that hill. And then the road is another 300 yards up further the hill to get to where I can get to it with a 4-wheeler. So I know what we gotta do. We're just gonna be dragging now. Get this camera set up, show y'all a little system I got to drag these deer out by myself. I hunt a lot of places down in bottoms where I'm gonna have to drag something. Can't do it, get to the 4-wheeler, so in public land. Let me get that set up and I'll show you. I couldn't find a tree level enough to put this camera on, but what I got here is just a piece of a broom handle, holes drilled in it, some old seagrass type rope put through it that don't soak up water. We just loop it around that deer's neck and it makes it a heck of a lot easier to drag. If you drag a deer from the back legs, which I've drug a ton of them, you're pulling against the hair and it's harder, especially if it's a buck. His horns are catching on everything. So we do it like this, make this rope short enough that it lifts his head up off the ground. So now we're pulling like this. We got half of his body on the ground then, so it's at least less resistance. So sort of like this. Just a little tip, 20 cents worth of material there could save you some backache. I'm not gonna gut this deer here because I plan on killing another buck in here tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna start heading up this hill. Already sweating my butt off. See you off the top. Y'all bury me where you find me if I don't get to the top of this hill with this deer. God almighty, I'm so fat. Finally got him to top of this ridge. And took me about a half hour. Had to stop 5 or 6 times. But he's up here now. I'm on top of a big ridge, a main ridge as I call it. It's got scrapes all up and down it. And then every so often, every 200 yards or so, there's a finger ridge that goes off of this. And the finger ridge goes down into the bottom. And earlier this year, I would just walk these finger ridges and see where the most sign was. Right before the rut really started to kick off. And wherever the most does were feeding on acorns and stuff, that's the ridge I picked. And I got a ladder stand down on the bottom quarter of one of these finger ridges. And I've hunted it 3 times. I've seen deer every single time. There's no bait, no corn, or anything like that. Even though it's illegal in Mississippi, I don't have anything against it. I just feel like for me, I'm more successful without it this time of the year. You know, December when the rut's coming on. So we did this morning. We come in early, prepared to sit all day. It took 5 minutes. The right deer came by, the right doe comes by, and that's all it takes this time of the year in Mississippi. Well, anywhere, I guess, you know, during the rut, but I enjoyed it. I'm thankful for it. Happy birthday to Carter, my youngest son, today. They're out duck hunting, and hope him and Connor kill a limit this morning. And maybe we can double this video up. So. Semi-pro tip, we're gonna call it a semi-pro. When you load your deer up, and this is for y'all that may not do a lot of this, you know, that if you're a seasoned hunter, you probably already know this. Load him with his feet going that way. The reason I say that is years ago, I would load them the other way, and I caught a tree with his legs, and it flipped the whole deer around. When it did, the tree was right here, and it caught these back legs, and it flipped that deer around, hit me in the back, pushed me off of the four-wheeler, and then the four-wheeler ran over both of my feet. Didn't break nothing, but it was embarrassing, and it hurt. So ever since then, I've always put their feet going backwards so they can't catch trees. So. All right, guys. Somebody asked me to do a little walk around of my shop, my man cave. In my mind, what a man cave should have been for myself. I know a lot of guys want TVs for sports and all that, and that's all great, but I'm more about the outdoors. And starting off, we got a walk-in cooler, and what this is a ice cream truck. And I bought the truck and had a crane come in and take the trailer off of it and set it in place on blocks. We built up around it. We got it running to 220 AC instead of DC power now, and it works great. I mean, I can freeze in it. I got racks in it where I can hang deer. Probably gonna hang this old boy here and there in just a minute. And my backs, this is a 20 by 50 pad. Oh, there's a truck. It's a 20 by 50 pad, concrete pad, and this back is just a little bit lower than the rest of it to make sure nothing runs in there. I got drains throughout it, drains in the bottom here, going to a septic tank. And it's all concrete and steel, on the inside. We got I-beams here for our skinning rack. I've just got a hand crank, man. I've had several of these old Harbor Freight electric hoists, and they tear up every year, so I went to a hand crank. And going inside, this main building part is 20 by 30. And we'll start this corner of the stuff that I think, that I gotta have for processing. Starting out, I got a bunch of tables, and I got a sausage stuffer here, electric. It drives itself. I don't have to crank it down by hand. Knives. This is my main cutting table where I do, put all the deer at and do all the cutting. And these plastic tops, man, are real important for cutting this meat, so you can take them off and wash them. And water. One of my most important things, I think. I've got cold water and I've got hot water, so I can swap that hose back and forth, do a hot water wash down at the end of the night if I process several deer. A grinder base, and this is a number 22 commercial grade, and it acts as my grinder, and I have attachments to make it the tenderizer for making cube steaks. Hamburger press to make 5-inch burgers. We've got a Weston 1000 watt dehydrator. We got some jerky going in it right now. Vacuum sealer, chambered vacuum sealer, which is important, I think. Doesn't, you can vacuum seal a bag of water with this, but you can't do with one of the cheap ones from Walmart. This is a Marinade Express, which is a vacuum tumbler. You can stuff it full of meat, put your marinade in there, and then pull a vacuum on that tumbler and rotate it for about 20 minutes. It'll do 2 days worth of marinade in about 15 to 20 minutes inside of it because it's pulling that vacuum. Of course, refrigerator, deep freeze, rack with all my spices, sink, little hot water heater, little low profile hot water heater. Drains. Drains in the floor were my number one thing. I did this processing deer out in another building. I didn't have drains. It wasn't purpose built, and learned a lot and knew exactly what I wanted when I had this built. We got a 4-foot doorway here, easy to get things in and out of. My building was built by Justin Ferguson and Alex Hall, local guys here in Bruce, and they did a great job on it. LED lighting all throughout, LED on the front porch. It's been up for 3 years. Alex, you can see him on the Do It Yourself Hunter YouTube channel, going all over the country, slamming turkeys and deer. So y'all check them out too. There's some local guys from here in Bruce. So thanks for watching. Along with the deer that I killed this morning, we got a couple doe videos that was shot, little footage here and there of one that Brian Nix killed the other day when him and Carter were hunting, and a doe that I shot Saturday, the one that we're making jerky out of right now. And we're gonna add them in there so y'all will see them as well.
I'm hunting. Here's what I got. That's what I'm saying today, and wish me luck today. Got 2 tags out of here. Looks like the baby from last year. And full grown today. If you enjoyed that hunt, go like and subscribe for Old Town Outdoors.